Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog from the great sunshine state of Florida. And trust me, it is sunny and hot now that we're all out of the past rainy weeks we have had. So the big news across the Mopar community is the new release or expected release of the new e-muscle, the electronic version of the muscle car for Dodge, Chrysler, or whatever you call them now. Well, now they're part of the Stellantis group. So you're like, well, why should we listen to you tell us about the future of EV vehicles and if it's gonna be a good or a bad thing? Well, if this is your first time, or not even your first time checking out the channel, definitely tap that subscribe button down below, hit the bell icon ding for future upload, like, share, and comment on the videos. This video is going to be a little different take on it, with some what I would call educated, I would say they're not guesses, but educational nuggets put in it. To give you a brief history of my educational background. Went to school, I went to college for mechanical engineering. Then I went to transfer over to do aeronautical engineering. That was pretty expensive, so that's how I ended up in the Air Force. Join the Air Force, they'll pay for college, they said. Well, they are, and they did. So can't complain. Lovely 21 years in the Air Force. CE, end up finish being a flight engineer. So that's my little educational background. Not that it matters. This is just all a speculation and my thought on the release of the new EV for Dodge. So I've taken lots of classes. I'm actually taking a new class right now on international business and sustainability and the business outlook for the future. My company that I currently work for just developed, they split off and created a space company, and my goal is in a couple of years have the education level and all the other tools that I need to transfer over to the space sector of the company. So not a rocket scientist or anything, but just the space sector of the company. But let's get back to the video. Stellantis is a conglomerate of different different partners, to include the PSA group, which is mainly a French company, and Peugeot and Vauxhall and a whole bunch of other automakers. So their main focus right now, their main push is EV technology, EV electronic vehicles. In my recent research and case study that I was doing for school on EV is that EV technology is not that great right now. Let me tell you why. A lot of people believe EV technology or EV is greener right now. It isn't. Electronic vehicles, they're still manufactured the same way as ICE vehicles. ICE stands for internal combustion engine vehicles. They're manufactured in the same process, the same plants, they use the same tires, everything. Is just that they use a battery instead of an ICE combustion engine. So now that people want longer range EVs, the batteries have to be bigger. How do they get these batteries? They're actually rare earth elements that create these lithium batteries. So they're actually mining for the batteries for EV, which at the same time, mining is not the best green energy. And then also, if they don't dispose of the byproducts of mining correctly. So the main things that they have in the earth right now that they mine for these EVs are lithium, cobalt, graphite, and there's one more element. I can't think of what it is right now. So they're also called, their short name is REE, rare earth elements, and they have to mine to get these elements to create these batteries. And now that they want longer range in batteries, it's going to be more mining. So right now, it's not necessarily greener. It's just what everybody is on. I think Dodge stayed away from it long enough until this merger, where the big company, the parent company, that is their focus, is to go EV. So they have to join the fight per se. So even like the Chrysler brand may be in jeopardy or may not be in jeopardy, because they say that the Chrysler 300 is an aging vehicle. It's been around for so long, but the only saving grace, one of the #1 minivan sellers, is the Chrysler Pacifica, and still the Caravan. You go out on the road, you see those at least 200 times in a minute. So that's what's saving Chrysler at the moment. But back to the EV thing. I don't like it. That's just me personally. I like the feel. I like the noise. It's just something different. And they're saying they're doing it in the name of sustainability and the ozone and the globe as a whole. But the creation and the mining of these stuff is very pollutant heavy. So with everything there comes a cost. So I'm pretty intrigued to see what the vehicle is going to be, what brand it's going to be. If it's going to be a Dodge or Chrysler. They say e-muscle, so I'm thinking maybe a Challenger or a Charger variant, and it has the old school logo on it, which is called the Frat Zag, which is that look like the 3 A's. That's actually an old school Chrysler logo that evolved from, they had like a couple of swooshes, and it's meant like leaning forward, and it had like a aerospace design to it. So that's actually not new. It's an old logo from back in the day that they actually put on a few vehicles. That was the end result of their first attempt at that logo. The other one, I say, it looked like 2 arches going forward, and it says like moving forward or leaning forward. So that's their push for the American muscle at the time. So it's very interesting to see. I'm not anti-EV. I would get one, but I would only get it to local, because I don't want to, like, if I'm on a road trip, I don't want to stop for 30 minutes to charge up a vehicle, or have to go out of my way to go to a charging station. That just I don't know what it is. I'd have to get used to it, because my goal right now is every time is to try and beat the navigation time. And if I have to put 30 minutes off my time every so often to charge, it just takes the fun out of a road trip for me. So I'm still hopeful to see what it is. I hope it's something to challenge the e-Cobra Jet, but at the same time, you take an e-Cobra Jet or a e-Challenger, e-muscle car, you go to the track, you race it, you're still gonna have to charge it. And how are you gonna charge it? You're gonna use a diesel 220 to 240 volt generator to charge it while you're at the track. So is that really green? You're using a diesel powered to charge the EV, to charge the battery back up. So that's also the other side of it, is like, it's not necessarily greener. You're just moving different chips across the board. It sounds good. And of course, with everything, there's always the things in the back that makes it work. Just like with, so Brazil is like one of the first countries in South America that's they have a push to where all the new vehicles that's being sold in that country is all EV. So Volkswagen and Volvo, the only new vehicles they sell right now in Brazil is EV. But if you guys didn't know, it's not only corn, but it's also sugar cane that is used to produce ethanol. So Brazil is the #1 exporter of sugar cane right now. Next, I believe, Indonesia. So they're gonna have a reserves of all the sugarcane that they used to process to make ethanol for fuels. So actually Nissan went to Brazil and their hydrogen company, so now they're gonna use the ethanol that we used to burn in the car to create plants to create more energy. So it's like we're just taking from here and moving it here, but at the top of the pollution chart it's still the same. But maybe after a while, after all the everything equalizes, maybe they'll be able to figure out a way how to be less pollutant with the EV. But as of right now, I don't see it, other than they're gonna start going to like hydrogen or nuclear power plants or nuclear power to produce the clean energy that we need. Or every house have to get a wind turbine or something, or solar energy. That's the only true clean energy to charge these cars, either solar, turbine, or nuclear. And nuclear isn't necessarily clean energy either. There's always byproducts of nuclear power plants. So there's no true green vehicle, even they're just electrified vehicle. They're just going a different route, and this is the wave of the future, so you have to, you know, evolve with it. Growing up as a kid, by now, from watching George Jetson, we all thought by 2000 we'd all have flying cars already. We're getting there where everybody has a little personal flying drone, so we see how that's going. So it's curious to see the evolution of Dodge going to e-muscle. It's still electric. I still don't get like the excitement from it. I know the technology is cool. Everybody likes having the nice new shiny things, but nothing beats a true American muscle V8 where you hit the gas and the ground is shaking, the car is shaking, your heart's pounding. There's nothing like it. Just like when I'm on the stage and like the first few runs at the track for me are gonna be trash. Because you're there at the light, you're stepping, you're hitting, I'm on that rev limit, the car is shaking it. It's just like a thrill ride, so just hold on and go. I know EVs, they're gonna be faster. There's gonna be the Tesla Plaid, but at what cost? I think those cars are going to be $100,000. Right now, Dodge is bragging that the youth are the #1 reason they're the younger generation, millennials, are buying all these vehicles. I know millennials are getting good jobs, but what price point are you going to put these? Are they going to be attainable for a true millennial working a 9 to 5? Or they're gonna have to be a grown millennial who's established with a career, especially if these cars are gonna be $100,000. Are they gonna make a SXT electric version? You know, so it's just the different things to think of. I know it's the wave of the future. We're gonna have to get on it. It's gonna go by. The only thing that's constant is change, but I'm just gonna revel in my motor oil and gasoline for a little bit while I'm about to start my build on my drag pack here. So that will be in the next videos. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Just my little thoughts on electrification of vehicles and Dodge's take on it. I really thought it would be longer before they switch over, but with new leaders in new companies, you have to go with where they tell you or become extinct. So again, guys, that's my little rant on EVs. Don't love them, don't hate them. Definitely check out the channel, check out my previous vids, check out the ones coming up on the build, and until the next video, guys, peace.
I don't know what sleepers. I got a queen, she lit me the evening. She ripe like a peach and she snapped me the snippet. You well overdue for that link up in person. Text me to fall through a murder, she wrote it. Still up with courage, you're doing a service. Pull up to the crib, I'm equipped with the brush strokes. Cutthroat from the low, when no love goes. Women buddy like